Start.
I'd like to call to order the Town of Willington Inland Wetland Watercourse Commission today, February 24, 2025. We're now 7:43. Call to order, roll call. Mr. Mark Rodney. Gordon and myself. Applications to receive. Wetlands application 25-3, application to construct zoning driveway, associated site improvements at 57 and 61. Previously, W 2006-57. Number D, Galkey, applicant Peterson. Opening to the floor. That there's a public hearing that needs to be set for this application.
The audio from this side is not very good.
That's the same here. I can't hear them very well.
Evan, maybe try muting yours too while they're talking, because I hear something from your screen coming in while they're talking.
All right.
Is that any better? Ralph?
It seems to be. I think part of it is you kind of have to face forward rather than look down at your papers when you're talking, because I think that helps. Just an observation from my perspective.
Thank you from the professional engineer. So we're receiving inland wetlands application 25-3. It's the construction of a common driveway with associated improvements with the construction of 2 single-family homes. We're receiving that, and it's open to the floor of the commission to determine if there's a public hearing needed for this application.
I would not be quick to say there's a need for a public hearing, but I do think there's a need for a site walk. Given the nature of this property, which I happen to know very well, we have a watercourse crossing here, not a wetlands crossing. And I have some concerns about that kind of a situation when it is a shared or common driveway. And I think getting a good handle on what this site actually looks like is important. I don't think the maps do it justice.
Mr. Jordan?
I don't see the need for a public hearing, but I do have a question of Mike.
Shoot, go for it.
Have the regulations that would apply to this changed at all between its original approval and this date?
The wetlands regulations?
Yes, because it was approved in 2006.
So I think there were some minor tweaks to the town's wetlands regs. I'd have to check the date, but we are still operating substantially off of the state in the wetland template. So they are by and large the same regs that were in effect when this was previously approved.
Okay, thank you.
Evan, did you have any input on this?
I had a quick look on just on satellite view and whatnot, and there I saw that there was some water courses there, but I'm not terribly familiar with it, so I will defer to those that know more about it.
I think a site walk could be in order. How would we go about scheduling that?
Well, last time we did it, it was obviously a different time of year, but we decided to hold it immediately before the meeting. So we met out there like an hour and a half before the meeting, and then everybody came down into so
I think that worked last time.
I
Do you have any other meetings that you need to attend?
I can coordinate that, but I don't know the site well enough off the top of my head. Ralph, if you know, you seem to know it the best. Is this something that we're gonna be able to walk well in the snow?
Well, I would imagine, right now, we have a substantial amount of ice. Probably have water flowing over top of the ice on these warm days. So, but it's also where the crossing is the narrowest part of the wetlands. It may be navigable, on foot. The only challenge is this is probably worse for parking than the Moose Meadow Road property was. It's not that it's worse road-wise, it's worse sightline wise for people traveling north on Losi. But
So
that said, I don't think we're going to get a good feel for the wetlands, but you know that's really not as much my concern as the crossing over this water course. I know of another subdivision where a back lot was approved, and they crossed the water course. They put in a culvert. No one maintained it, and it became a disaster with some of the intense rainstorms we've had. So this one is very much similar. There's quite a bit of upgradient drainage coming down this stream, particularly with the intense storms that we see now. So I would be a little bit concerned. I basically concerned about the wetland crossing and the common driveway, which is another story.
Mike, how much time do we have on this?
so you have 65 days, and then the applicant can consent to an additional 65 days.
So in March, it will be getting dark at 6:30. So scheduling before that means that we have to go home, have some supper, and then come back again. In April, it might be much more tractable to do rather than a March site visit.
The only other thing that some places do is, we can coordinate with, individual members. So if the engineer or the property owner is available, we can coordinate a time that works for the commission that keeps within the timeline. And if people can't make it, we can take you out there individually with the applicants, separately. Some towns only do sidewalks that way, one at a time. I don't know what the applicant's time frame is, or if there's other things that he's planning to obtain, so tell me what you think works, and we'll.
Well, I think I would have a lot of difficulty if snow was on the ground.
For what it matters, the time change this year is March 9th. So we'll be starting our days an hour earlier.
That's right, that's daylight. Yeah.
So do we need to schedule something now, or is this something we can do? We let the applicant know we would like to do a site walk and see what.
Their job is to accommodate you.
Okay.
So if you know when you want to schedule it for, and you think you can coordinate it now, we can coordinate it now. If you want to do it individually, then we don't have to. But I'm gonna basically have to tell them this is when we're available to do the walk, and they're gonna have to make it work. Do we want to shoot for the Monday of our next meeting? And then if we get to that point and it's snowy and icy,
Yeah.
we can.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
And we
Hey,
can,
Mike,
yeah,
when's our March meeting? The 17th or the 24th?
24th.
So we're daylight savings then, right?
Yeah, we'll be on daylight savings time then anyway.
Yeah.
And so if we get close to that point and we somehow have been dumped on with snow and ice, we can coordinate a special meeting, or we can talk about next steps. But at least you guys are planning to be available, and that keeps the application on track anyways. And if we have to
So
shift,
we're in between March and the April meeting.
right?
Okay.
Or it may be that you can you can have the applicant come in on March 24th. If you're unavailable to do the sidewalk because of snow, you can start the discussion.
Yeah.
And then you can hold the decision and say, okay, we're gonna schedule a sidewalk to do
Yeah.
that. You don't have to do it first.
Okay.
But let's, all right, I will shoot for the 24th with them. So
Got it.
starting.
We schedule a site walk before our meeting on the 24th. Time 5:30. Gives us an hour of daylight.
Yeah, that would work.
I can make it there by 5:30.
I'll shoot for that, see what we can pull together. And then you'll hear from me when I confirm.
Okay.
I'll let everybody know.
Great.
Next item on the agenda, approval of minutes from the January 27th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Is there any discussion?
I have no, I have not, so I would be honest about that.
Would you like a moment to review them? Not a whole heck of a lot.
Let me pull them up here. Oh, okay. This was all about the pond. I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is public hearing. There's no public hearing set at the moment, so we move to new business. Timber harvest application 25-2, selective timber harvest at 112 Boston Turnpike, map block lot 613 0B, owner Tim Cronin, applicant N Wells. Other
Can I offer an editorial comment on this application? This is actually on 74, is it not?
No, 44.
44.
You sure?
Yeah, that's Boston Turnpike.
Because yeah, I know that 44 is Boston Turnpike, 74 is Tolland Turnpike. When I look at the site plan, it's straddling, when I look at the harvest plan, it's straddling the Ashford-Willington line at the top of the hill on 74.
That is correct. As part of the application, the applicant has given notice to the town of Ashford about about this activity in Wellington. Part of
Right.
the application materials.
But are we on Route 74 or Route 44? Boston Turnpike is 44, not 74. I was a little confused. The only site that I could match up with the harvest plan was on 74, which is Tolland Turnpike. Help me out. Help me understand exactly where we are, because I think that's where this harvest is going to occur.
So we go map block and lot, according to the application, it's 613-0B.
It's almost across from Marsh Road.
Right, so it's 44.
Okay.
I'm trying to go over to the GIS so I can pull it up.
Mike, can you pull up a map?
Yep.
He's doing that right now, Ralph.
Okay, thank you.
So. The computer doesn't crash. 1, 2. Austin.
I'm not trying to be difficult. I just got confused here with the two turnpikes.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen, hopefully.
So are we on the south side of 44?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's my problem.
Can you see the map?
I was looking at a different GIS map. Okay. All right, I'm good, because on a harvest map, they didn't show any street names.
So I'm gonna go over to the,
Okay, I'm good.
you want me to leave this up on the screen, or do you want me to, you want to see the commission? What do you prefer, guys?
Oh, I'd rather look at your faces. Come on.
You asked for it.
I know.
I can bring this up for you guys, though. At least we'll see, look at both.
The applicant has provided, you're here, do you guys want to speak to the application at all?
Any questions? The only slight confusion is I'm listed as the applicant and I'm the preparer. Jerry Knowlton is the actual applicant.
Or he's the property owner?
No, Jerry, the logger, he's gonna cut the property.
Okay,
I prepared the site map and the paperwork for it.
okay. Does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, the permit is issued to the property owner, so we
Right.
take the applicant based upon just what's in the system, but that's.
Okay. Yeah, I went through here and, you know, it looks like you're gonna be removing, you know, the diseased ash. And some, like as you stated, low grade oak and hickory, to help with the development of the sugar bush. And they state that the main trail and landing area are pre-existing. That would make it easy for you guys. There's no wetlands on the property.
Nothing inside the harvest. You
Well,
can
is
see the
that,
harvest goes around a couple of wetlands.
is that the blue?
Yep, the blue shaded is wetlands.
Okay,
So when we come in, as you come in from 44 to your back, where the first landing is, we're gonna harvest just about up to the edge of the wetland limit there. And then we're not gonna go inside the wetland, there's nothing of value. And then the kind of in the middle there, that blue shaded area, there's a duck pond. So obviously nothing there of interest. And the other blue shaded area toward the Ashford line is just kind of a swampy area, we're just gonna go around, there's nothing of value.
When I look at the Krog's GIS map of this area, there's a parcel to the west that is like a chunk taken out of this piece. The southeast corner of that parcel, as with respect to this parcel, there's what appears to be a fair amount of wetlands area on the east side of the Willington portion of this property. And there appears to be a water course there as well.
There's there's a permanent culvert, the skid road basically parallels the driveway, and there's a permanent culvert there that we cross, but there's not any significant wetland there, the wetland mostly lies kind of where the property is. The Onyx Hunt map I used is more representative of what's there than the GIS map, that's why we chose to go with that style map instead.
Pull up that other map, Mike. Yeah, because it looks like, that looks like where that 112 is, that looks like a forested wetland. You got a stream coming out of it on the north side and south side. And then it looks like you got a stream coming through just on the back side of that house there. You can scroll down to the south. Yeah, right there. Some forested wetland in that area. So, I mean, you can harvest. So if you come across the stream, what would you propose to do as a crossing?
I mean, it depends what there is for flow, what we walk. And where we propose to put the trail, we saw no flow, not even, you know, a significant seasonal. If we do come across an area that's either soft. Or does have some discharge, whether it's rain or snow, put a couple of tops in and make a quick corduroy crossing. And then pull the majority of the material back out when you're done and make sure whatever the flow channel was. Is back the way it belongs, if that requires a little help with the shovel or the skidder plate.
Do you have timber mats available?
We do have mats available if there's anything significant enough to warrant.
Yeah, I prefer, and I think it's as the best management practice that timber mats are the
Oh,
best.
if there is a stream crossing, yes, I definitely would use mats. I walked the site. I don't know, about a week and a half ago, walked all the trails, walked where a lot of the timber was marked and. Did not see any flow.
Use whatever that. You know what you do? You're fine.
So two things. One, I noticed that it's extending into Ashford, and I'm assuming you're going before Ashford to.
I have a today stamped notification letter for Ashford. We notified Ashford and I have that here.
Okay, it's fine. They're dealing with their piece of it, but you're pulling the lumber all the way through from Ashford back into Willington, to the landing area number 1. Is that correct?
Number 1 should be closest to the road. That should be, right, that's number 1.
Yeah.
So that'll be most of the Wellington wood. Most of the Ashford wood is gonna come to the rear landing.
Which has another road up that way.
Number 2.
Oh, I see it. I'm sorry. It's not obvious.
Just trying to minimize how much we're traveling, so we're minimizing our ground disturbance, just trying to take the wood to the easiest spots and,
Okay,
To load it out.
yeah.
yeah,
Least ground disturbance, and it's nice not cutting muddy wood.
got it.
And on your operational plan, you did say you were gonna, adhere to the deep BMP guidelines for forestry. Is that correct?
Yeah,
What does that mean in terms of getting individual trees out? If you're not as existing skid trails, or you just go.
you're basically, when you go in, you're gonna look at what's marked and, whoever's talking is gonna walk in and say, okay. These trees are gonna come and you just try to pick an area that's gonna be minimal disturbance, the driest you can do. And if there's elevation change or disturbance, you're gonna backblade, grade, water bars, whatever as necessary.
Now, the other thing I noticed is by starting on March 1st, that's gonna be. And going over a period of time, that's the wettest time you're ever gonna see.
And it really may not be March 1st, it was just pick an arbitrary date and.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter when you start, you might go there and say it's too muddy and well. I cut the landing open and went home for 2 weeks because it was muddy.
Okay.
It's, operational day by day, whether it's panicking.
I think the
Enough.
challenge this season is gonna be when the frost lets go.
Which,
We've got a pretty deep frost this year.
yeah, my
which is-
drive was about impassable this morning, so.
Yeah.
Last week would have been a good time to do it. Aside from my confusion over the location, I really don't have any issues.
Evan, do you have any discussion or questions of the applicant?
It seems fairly straightforward. Don't have any major concerns. As long as the BMPs are followed.
Mr. Jordan,
Nope, I'm fine.
is there a motion on the floor?
Would you like to make it?
I'd like to make a motion to approve timber harvest application TH 25-2. Selective timber harvest at 112 Boston Turnpike, map block lot 613 OB. Owner Tim Cronin, applicant N Wells. As part in adherence with their operational plan.
I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Next is inland wetlands application IW 25-2. Request for jurisdictional ruling associated with selective timber harvest at 112 Turnpike, map block lot 613-0B. Owner Tim Cronin, applicant N Wells. Make a motion to approve inland wetlands application IW 25-2 as an as of right activity.
Second.
All in favor?
Before I noticed on the agenda that we have a listing for Manic Road as address. I'm wrong on that?
I don't follow it.
Oh, that's the. No, that's different, I'm sorry. I have the wrong agenda. There we go, sorry.
All right,
No.
let's make it that person do.
That was our last meeting.
Yep.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
All right,
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck with your harvest.
thank you. Yep.
Moving on the agenda, we have item G, old business. No old business to attend to. H is correspondence. And then there was nothing in correspondence. Next is staff report and discussion. Mike, do you have anything for the commission?
The only thing I was gonna mention, I don't know if I can bring it up. Actually, I can do it from here if you want. I inspected the ENS for the pond dredging this
Yeah.
afternoon. So I have some photos if you want to see them, if you
Yeah,
don't care.
I'll see some photos, see what these guys did.
Let me see.
Well, they're ready to go.
Yeah, so one of the things that I didn't fully understand when we were doing this is that the pond is like at least 100 feet higher than the road. So you go off you turn onto the property and then you climb. It's gotta be 100 feet up, straight up a hill, and the pond is sitting at this flat spot and then it continues. So you can't even see any of this from the road, but it's I got it, at least 60 to 100 feet.
Well, that's what, I was looking at the topo, that's what I was concerned about, because it was really tight.
Yeah,
Yeah, you mentioned that.
let me see if I can. All right. Zoom. Boy. No, I mean, it was fine in in reviewing it. I didn't realize quite how high off the
I
road.
think like a 3-to-1 slope.
Well, to get to it, and when you get to where the pond is flat,
Oh, okay.
but you gotta climb.
And
like
that's
I
where
had
they're gonna
my-
stage all their stuff,
At
at the
the
flat part,
At the top, okay, good.
not on the hillside.
No, but like I had my Jeep in 4 low to get up that hill.
End up like San Diego or something.
LA. Share. So. Here, they did basically, they pumped it and pulled the ice out. So here's the. the silt fence. So on the right-hand side is where the pile starts, and then they've got this clear space, which they're keeping open, just so they can manage everything in the piles to get right up to it.
Oh, is that ice?
That's ice,
Oh, okay, okay.
all
Oh, that's
ice.
thick.
And then he's got the silt fence towed in about 2 to 4 inches, he figures, because he went down through the frost.
Yeah,
But you can see this truck in the corner there.
yeah.
It's hard to tell, but that truck is probably 20 to 30 feet lower in elevation than where we're standing. It's
Okay.
just- So-
It looks relatively flat though.
Yeah.
compared to-
You
So,
see that when you go into the woods, it starts disappearing.
and then.
Yeah, that's where the heavy slope is.
So this is standing with my back to the pond, looking on the other side of the pile. So this is the flat area where they're gonna be storing everything. So it.
He's already got a berm of,
Ice.
okay,
So this is that pile that I just showed you, that
Yeah.
ring, that sort of,
and we're looking to the west.
see if I still have it up somewhat. Yes. So I'm taking the photo right from there,
Yeah.
looking at this pile.
Yeah.
And then the pond is in here.
Okay.
And then,
They got some room.
so this is the pond as it stands now.
Oh, it wasn't very much water in that at all.
So he did the whatever, the filtering or whatever that was recommended
Yeah.
as far as pulling things out. Now you can see this pipe that runs along the shore. So there's actually, they have no idea. They've not been able to figure it out. But if you look over, I don't know if you see my cursor, but
Yeah.
over here, there's like this, almost looks like something comes out of the ground. There's just a catch basin that's like sitting over what looks like a spring from a million years ago, and it's just running. So he has a pipe and he's running that, you can kind of
So
see
it's like
it.
a bypass.
Right, so right now, this sort of area is not feeding the pond,
Ah,
it's
okay.
moving across, and
Downstream.
you can see it running right here. You can follow my cursor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's just that, and it's dumping off into the stream, so it's not even making its way into the pond.
Yeah, and that's just spring water, right?
Yeah, and so what they've got to deal with is these high points in the pond is just dirt. He thinks that someone tried to muck it out and they got stuck and they just left these massive pond. But there's no real ice there, and you can see sticks and stuff, so
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
all just that crap. So
Hog it out.
So he's got a good flat spot there. The area that he's stockpiling is probably a good 3 to 4 feet lower than the pond, so there's no way anything will ever make it back there.
You just have to dig it back out again.
Yeah. So and they've got, and he said what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to separate as much ice as they can, and they'll put that on another spot so that when it melts, it'll melt into the pond and not somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
This stuff, there's a lot of ice sort of left in it, so they're gonna stockpile it someplace else, so it doesn't turn the spoils into a soupy mess. So he's got some hay bales up around where the pond blows out into the stream, and he's got the silt fence staked.
Okay.
So everything looked fine.
Did you have to siphon it out or?
Yeah, he did a little bit of that. You can see the pipe, the edge of the pipe right there with the filter on the end. So
Pretty
he-
well done.
yeah, there wasn't much in it because he started this morning. And this is all as from, just a few hours of work, because I was out
Yeah,
there
that's
around
not-
4 o'clock,
Not a whole lot of volume.
mostly just crap. Technical term, I guess.
Muck.
So
Okay.
that is,
Thank
he
you for,
sent some photos and videos as he was doing it last week, getting ready. So we've got that. I've added these here, so we're good to go there.
well, thank you for going out there and checking that
No
out.
problem. It's not a bad gig when people actually follow the plan. It's more complicated when you show up and think, oh geez.
We have a meeting.
might-
Might want to show up.
Yeah, I said, yeah, we've got a meeting tonight, so hopefully everything goes well. If not, yeah, we'll put you on the agenda.
He'll have some good videos for YouTube.
Yeah. That's right. What everybody wants to see, pond dredging.
There's all kinds of interests out there.
It's true. All right, moving on, next item on the agenda, public comment. Is there anyone here from the public to comment? I don't see anyone in the waiting room, do you? And next item on the agenda is adjournment.
Where's Mark?
A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, good night all.
Good one.
All right.
Wasn't there to
Thanks,
do it.
guys.
Thanks, Evan.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, could you give me a buzz when you're done there?